Alright, so I had no intention of doing a vlog today, but I got sent a real weird email out of the clear blue damn sky, and I don't know whether to make this a Lolita vlog or a general vlog, so I'm just gonna split the difference and say it's a general Lolita vlog. So, alright, so today when I woke up, I was checking my email, getting my husband ready to get out of the house, and I got this email from somebody I don't know saying, I know you don't like Angelic Pretty, you should watch this video. So I watched the video and I am rendered speechless. And I don't think the intent of sending me that email was to say, like Angelic Pretty isn't in the wrong or whatever, but I think it had the adverse effect of what the person who sent it to me was looking for. So apparently, and when I did more further research on this topic, apparently this was like a big to-do that had gone around the Lolita community. Some girl who is pretty famous on YouTube had gone to Japan and purchased a $1,500 like Angelic Pretty one piece / OP, and she got all huffy and puffy because she was unaware that this dress cost pretty much the price of a wedding dress. So when I started watching the video, I just kind of was like, okay, and it was something, I think it was titled "Learning from My Mistake" or something in that vein. And I was like, okay, girl goes to Japan, goes with her friends and whatever, and she's doing like something for Japanese television or whatever, and goes to Angelic Pretty. Boy misreads the label on said item, and she's like, well, I'm just gonna buy it sight unseen. And she said the store clerks weren't really paying her any mind, but then when she went to go make the purchase, everybody kind of like stopped and was like, oh my god, and like made all this fuss over her. And then they got a manager to authenticate the transaction. Okay, maybe she's young, maybe she's never purchased a big ticket item, but when you purchase a big ticket item, this is what happened when I bought my wedding dress. My wedding dress was a big ticket item. The dress that I purchased I got a discount because the guy who owned the store saw me after I had tried it on, and he was like, God, that dress is gorgeous on you. So I got kind of a discount. It was originally $2,300. I got it for $2,000 or $2,100. Either way, it was crazy money that I never thought I'd spend on one garment that I'm going to wear for one day. Although I do play in my wedding dress every now and then. Story for another day. But so when I purchased my wedding dress, there was like a big to do about it because it was a high ticket item. So okay, maybe she wasn't familiar that when you get a high ticket item involved, like there's going to be a little bit of a buzz about it. She looks fairly young and probably isn't, up to the news on that sort of thing, which is fine. And I can understand misreading a label on something, because if you don't really know, you got to move your commas over. And I was trying to see if I could find one of I keep all my tags when I purchase stuff from or in when I've been in Japan, but I couldn't find anything. The most I could find is the last Gothic Lolita Bible I bought when I was in Japan, and this was how much it cost. Okay, $13.06. It doesn't mean it's $1,306. Nobody would pay that for a magazine. It means that it's $13.06. You have to move your commas over. So pretty much I say a good rule of thumb for looking at currency, what something costs in Japan, is look at what the last two digits are. And then if it's a 5-digit number, move it to the last last comma. I mean, move your decimal over to the last two numbers on the right side. So that's pretty much how you can figure out what stuff costs. So she didn't know. She ran her debit card. Her debit card was declined. How you go to Japan with a declined fucking debit card out, like without like a lot of bank on your card, on your debit card? I don't even know. But she forked over a credit card. It ran through. She bought it. Everybody was cheerful and they left and lottie fucking da. She gets a call or a flag from her credit card company saying that did you just try to buy something for like $1,500? And she's like, no, but realize, oh shit, this dress is $1,500 and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to take this back. Contacted the producers that were dealing with her, following her and her cohorts around Japan to try to get them to make Angelic Pretty take the dress back. Angelic Pretty was like, no, all sales are final. Again, this is like a wedding dress. They, in Japan, I know in the United States, you can wear pretty much like a ball gown, and if you don't like it, you can return it. And that's just kind of shitty in my opinion, because there has, for like, since they started having that kind of return policy, I remember when that return policy started going around, people would wear shit once to one event and take it back all worn and stuff, but just tucking the tags into people's shit. That's been a joke about stuff for years. So how you ain't know that was a thing, I don't know, but people really do take advantage of that. That's here in the US. In Japan, all sales are final, especially on clothes. They don't play with that stuff because it's unsanitary. You don't know the condition somebody living in. They might be living in a pile of garbage and then wearing an outfit and then be like, oh, I didn't really like it, I'm just going to take it back, or whatever the case may be. So I don't blame them for not wanting to take that shit back. So NHK tried to step in. NHK told her, look, they're not taking it back, you want to deal with it. She goes to badger them into taking the dress back and is all belligerent about it, and then was all feeling, I guess, some kind of way that they were feeling pissed off with her, but she was like, whatever, I don't care. And oh, sweet merciful fucking Jesus. Okay, look, I don't know if you realize, I've been to Japan twice. And one of the things I notice every time I fucking go to Japan, I never have a problem with Japanese people. People constantly ask me, Achan, yo, I'm black, am I going to have a problem if I go to Japan? And I always tell people, no. You will not have a problem with Japanese people. Japanese people will be real chill. In fact, the only weird kind of, like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on stares I ever got was from that weird dude who, I don't know what his problem was with me, but he was having a whole conversation with me that I could not understand a word of. And I speak enough Japanese to pick out certain phrases. I don't know what the fuck boyfriend was talking about. And I have a feeling it was something real insidious and perverted. So I was just kind of like, I don't know what boyfriend problem is. That was a thing. And then the two little kids on the train, which I didn't have a problem with them staring at me because A, they were little kids, and B, I was kind of staring at them because like they had those stupid cute hats on and they just looked so adorable and I couldn't take it. But that's the only problem I ever had. You know who I have a problem with every time I go to Japan? It's always other Americans that just do some dumb fucking thing to have me wanting to punch somebody in the throat. And this is the shit. That's the reason why. Look, I don't know what I can excuse a certain amount of dippiness. One, she's young, and when you're young, you're just dippy. That's just the name of the game. You're young, you're dippy, whatever. But to be belligerent and insistent, you're gonna take this dress back because I didn't know it was $1,500. Whose problem is that? How is that Angelic Pretty's fault that you can't read a fucking tag on an outfit and you can't figure out how to move commas over to, or commas / decimal points over? You can't figure that out for yourself. You had to have somebody intervene and tell you, this costs this. You didn't figure that out on your own. You deserve to be, you really literally deserve to be swindled, quite frankly. Somebody deserved to scam the shit out of you. Two, you bought it sight unseen, which she makes the comment, oh, I don't know if my breasts will fit in this dress because I have implants. Okay, I have to give her kudos for admitting she has implants, because a lot of people be trying to be like, oh, I have natural double Qs, and like, you know, that shit is some fucking silicone nonsense that needs to stop. Or saline now, boobs are made out of saline now. So don't be trying. At least I can give her play on that. At least she admits she had implants. But if you know you have implants, you know the dress doesn't have the accommodation for the stretchiness in the back. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you buying it? And you don't even know what the measurements are. You could have taken the time, the quick time. First of all, she could have taken the time to have researched a little better instead of going in there trying to profile and be like, oh, I'm Miss Big and Bad because I bought an AP dress sight unfucking seen. And now you could have came back another day and spent the day, you know, having researched it, found out what the measurements are, seeing if you even fucking liked it, because it didn't even sound like she tried to shit on or tried to try it on. They do have like fitting rooms for you to try shit on in AP, because I've been to AP in Japan. No, just sight unseen. Let's just do this because I'm wanting a profile. That's basically all that boiled down to. I want the fucking profile and show off, and then you ended up looking like a class A asshole. And it makes everybody else look bad. That's why I get sideways glances when I go into AP. Granted, I walked into AP twice. The second time I walked in there, that was enough to finish me for life for walking in an Angelic Pretty. I will never fucking walk in there ever again. There's a whole story around that, and I don't feel like going into it. But the second time I walked in there, pissed me off. I will never walk in there ever again. However, how the fuck ever, I do not blame them in this circumstance. Yes, they have some shiesty practices. So, that being said, this was not a part of their shiesty practices. This is one of those things that you don't know how to shop and what the rules are in a different country. You should have looked up the rules. Granted, I know Japan has a lot of stuff. It's what I tell people. Certain places in Japan, I'm kind of a little iffy on going to, because I don't want to seem like a gaijin dumbass. So, and Japan has a lot of protocol stuff. For instance, I did not know when you're on an escalator in a mall or getting ready to get on a train or whatever, you have to stand to the left. I know that didn't look like it went to the left, but you got to stand to the left. So, you don't stand in the center, because in America we either stand in the center or to the right. But you don't do that. People pass you going down to the right, and they can't pass you at all if you clogging up the thing in the center. My dumb ass was standing in the center just all dippy, and I would happen to be with my friend who's Japanese, Hiroko, and she yanked me to the left, and I was like, oh. So I figured that out pretty quick, and she told me, she's like, no, you have to stand to the left. I was like, oh, okay. And from that point on, my ass goes to the left. When I'm in Japan, brain, go to the left. Don't be standing in the middle on this, all in the people way. Move your ass to the left. That's stuff that's not in a textbook. That's not stuff they cover in a classroom setting. That's not something that anybody that you would know unless you went to Japan and fucked it up. So I went to Japan, I fucked it up, I got corrected, and it was alright. But they have a lot of rules and a lot of protocol. And yo, you are a guest in somebody's country. Why you have to come to like somebody else's country and act like an asshole? It's like, oh my god, even when my husband and I take cruises and we go to the Caribbean, I don't go a loud ass, mouthy ass American. That's one of the few times my big mouth is actually quiet, because I am a guest in somebody else's country. That's like being a guest in somebody's house. You don't just come up in somebody's house, start like peeing all over their furniture, eating all the food out of their refrigerator, like trying to punch their pets. No, you come in, you ask, do I have to take my shoes off? If you have to take your shoes off, you take your shoes off. You're respectful, you know, you're nice, and you treat other people's stuff better actually than you might treat your own stuff. So why you want to go to another country and show your ass like this? I do not get it. It's like, oh well, they needed to take that dress there because I couldn't afford it. Who fucking problem is that? It's yours. Why should they be expected to? And they bent to her will. If I was the person if I was the head person, I would have been like, tell that bitch to get the fuck up out my shit and tell her never to come back. And if she comes back, we gonna have call the cops. Just call the cops because I want her to fuck out of here. This is ridiculous. We told her no. She's being belligerent. Tell her get the fuck out the shop before I call the cops in here. That would have been me. But it wasn't me. In Japan, they have that whole have to save face thing. Not me. I'm telling you, get the fuck out and don't come back or I'm calling the cops. That would have been me. Just on the real. But Japanese people are very, very polite and they really don't like losing face. I wouldn't have lost shit. I'd have been completely within my rights to have told that girl, get the fuck out before I call the cops. So, oh my God, you just don't do dumb shit like that. You are a guest in someone's country, which is akin to being a guest in their house. Show some fucking common sense, for God's sakes. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand. I know the point of that was to show me that they won't return items, but y'all, you wouldn't go to David's Bridal, spend $800-900 on a wedding dress, wear the shit. Not that she wore it. I'm not saying she wore the dress. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying you wouldn't go to David's Bridal and be like, oh, I don't want that. You know what they're going to tell you? Store credit. That's exactly what they're going to tell you. You're not getting your money back. Is it store credit, pick something else, or get the fuck out? So, come on now. Sweet fucking God. I do not understand what the shit is happening in the world. So, I don't know. I was going to go into all this other stuff. I had like a little demo together for money and stuff for if you're in Japan, because I can understand not understanding Japanese currency because it's weird. Here, let me do this. Since I did take the time to do this. Last time I went to Japan, I came back with pocket change. It made me sad. But in case you're wondering, this is a 50-cent piece. If I had a 50-cent piece, I could be like, this is equivalent to that, but it's not. I don't have a 50-cent piece, so well. This is the equivalent of a $5 bill. This is a 500 yen coin. Like, this is basically like having $5. And this is a 100 yen coin, which is the monetary equivalent of this. So you have to check your currency converters for, like, what X costs another X, because currency rates fluctuate daily. So I don't know what the current Japanese yen to American dollar exchange rate is at the moment, but the last time I looked, the dollar was still riding pretty high. So, but that could all change at any given point. We don't know, but you got to check your currency. But either way, you got to figure out, go with the last two digits. Whatever the last two digits are, put your decimal point in between there and keep it the fuck moving. And next time, try not to buy something sight unseen and listen to somebody stupid who speaks minimal Japanese. That's like me trying to translate a whole fucking conversation. No. And the other thing that kind of pisses me off with this thing is she got all huffy about the price, but if you had NHK following you and your friends around, you obviously had the money to be able to go ahead and purchase this. And at a low, it was on a credit card since your debit card declined, and I could understand not wanting to have that kind of money on a credit card, but either way, you could have just intermittently put a little more on the interest every month. Say, like, with a $1,500 credit card bill, let's just say that was the only thing on her credit card, she had like a monthly payment of like $30. She could easily put like $36 a month on that bad boy to like pay a little toward the interest, and she wouldn't have been worried about having to pay like double whatever the interest rate is, or in some cases triple. But young and just goofy and not thinking. And the ultimate kicker to all of this, if it was such a fucking problem, she could have fucking sold it. All she had to do was go on anything. EGL, I think EGL on fucking, what the hell is that called? Live Journal. I have a Live Journal. I don't even remember what it's called. That's just a mess. But she could have went on Live Journal, sold it there. She could have went on Facebook and sold it there. She could have fucking got a Lacebook account and sold it there. The fuck are we doing with our lives, people? Don't be a dumbass. Just don't be a dumbass. And don't buy shit sight unseen without trying it the fuck on or knowing anything about anything. Knowing, like, the directions, up, down, east, west, anything. Did she know any fucking thing? All she saw was, oh, pretty one, and I want a profile. And that was pretty much the tone of the story. I want a profile and seem bigger than my britches, and you got played. And really, they shouldn't have taken the fucking dress back. It's one of the few times I'm actually going to be in agreement with AP. Because I'd told that bitch, you got 10 good seconds to back the fuck up before I call the police in here. And let's see how your ass deal with that. But Japan, they're so nice, because that's what would have went down if I had been on the case. But oh well. So that is all I have, and I don't know what I need. I need somebody to tell me that everything is going to be okay in the world, and that the youth of America isn't completely screwed 6 ways from Sunday. Because that just left me questioning what the actual fuck is wrong with this girl. Because you don't need to leave America. It should just be a rule. You do not get to leave America ever again. You need to just stay in whatever little town or city or whatever the fuck. You need to just stay there, because you obviously can't handle international travel. So that's all I have, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. So later.